After figuring out which trainers from Kanto's Victory Road can actually make it to Victory Road, the next logical step is to move on to Kanto's sister region, Johto. Which trainers from Johto's Victory Road could actually get all 8 badges and make it to Victory Road? In this video, I'm gonna play through all of Pokemon Heart Gold with all of the teams found in Johto's Victory Road to figure out who's all talk and who actually has the skills to earn their place. With that, let's take a look at the list. Okay, it's just Silver. It's just the rival. Hang on, wait, then why is there so much time left in the video? Oh god, what is about to happen? Welcome to the Heart Gold Victory Road Challenge. Incredible damage. He has Roost every time. I mean, no, dude, no. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, dude, hang on. No, stop. Yes, dude, yes. After you get your 8 badges verified, there's only one trainer in Victory Road that stands between you and the Elite Four. Fittingly, after impeding your path time and time again, it's your rival. Silver's back for one more bout to prove himself before one of you takes on the League Challenge. It's really fascinating to me that this is the only trainer in Victory Road. Johto is the only region where this is the case, where there's only one trainer and it's your rival, both in Gen 2 and the Gen 4 remakes, and I actually really like it. In my opinion, Silver is by far and above the best rival in the entire series. Silver is deplorable, he's annoying, he's a bully, but the game slowly sees him change his ways. That's why I love him showing up as the lone trainer here in Victory Road. Victory Road in Johto feels desolate. It's like you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, like where are the trainers? And it just keeps going longer and longer without anybody there. And then you see the exit, and you think to yourself, oh, I guess there just aren't any trainers, that's kind of weird. And then as you get ready to bask in the sunlight, he's back. That guy that keeps showing up and making our lives harder. The suspense, the backstory, the hate, the full, powerful team of 6. I love this battle. But this still begs the question, does Silver actually have what it takes to keep up with us and actually get all 8 gym badges and make it here to Victory Road? There's only one way to find out. Now, there are technically 3 versions of Silver. Depending on what starter you choose, he starts out with the Pokemon that is super effective against yours. So to really do this test right, we need to do 3 runs. We need to do a run with Chikorita, a run with Cyndaquil, and a run with Totodile. The first question we need to ask is what his team will look like for each gym. The good news is that we battle Silver many times throughout the Johto region, oftentimes right before or right after a gym challenge. So there are several gyms for which we will know his exact team composition, including levels and what moves each of his Pokemon have. For any gym battles where we don't know exactly what his team is going to look like, we'll look to the battle just before and the battle just after and come up with a good middle ground. We can use the fact that we know what Pokemon are catchable before a certain gym, like what routes you have access to know if we should add any of the members to his team that he has in the next battle. With that in mind, here are the 8 teams. Feel free to pause and look at this screen and inspect it. But these are the 8 teams we're going to be working with, and you can see that the starter is different in all of them. So that's the only piece that changes. The other Pokemon in the team are the same for all 3 runs. Just like in previous installations in this series, what we're looking for on every gym leader battle is a check plus. A check plus is earned when I'm able to beat a gym leader without using any heals. If I have to use a couple of heals, that's check. If I have to use a ton of heals, that's check minus, and if I'm unable to beat the battle no matter what I do, then that's a fail, and that run ends right then and there. If any of Silver's starter teams are able to get 8 out of 8 check pluses, I'll take them through to the Elite Four at the end of the video, to see what would hypothetically happen if Silver had beaten the protagonist in Victory Road and decided to make a League Challenge attempt. But there's one final problem before us. What order do we do these runs in? I decided to leave this question up to all of you, but I also couldn't help but throw in a little twist. So first I opened up a poll on my YouTube channel asking people just, what is your favorite Johto starter? I didn't say what it was for, I didn't say anything about it, just which Johto starter is your favorite? 43% voted for Cyndaquil, 36% for Totodile, and 20% for Chikorita. According to these votes, Cyndaquil should be the run that we do first. This is an example of a voting system known as first past the post, and it also happens to be the type of voting system used in many democratic systems around the world, including here in America where I live. Basically, even if a candidate doesn't receive a majority of the votes, or over 50%, they still instantly win if they just have a plurality of the votes. Now, on paper, this seems like an obvious choice for a voting system, but let's look at our polling results again. 56% of voters voted against Cyndaquil, but Cyndaquil still won. If this were an election to determine who represented these voters in Congress, over half of the people in this district would now have a representative in Congress that they voted against. This is a natural consequence of first past the post and other plurality-based voting systems. Very, very often, the winner of any given election is unrepresentative of over half of their constituency. This is why first past the post tends towards a two-party system. If you're a Chikorita voter, in the next election cycle, seeing how this last one went, you might choose to use your vote strategically, and instead of voting for the candidate you actually like, Chikorita, you might vote for the other candidate that you hate the least. So you might vote for Totodile to try to hopefully beat the Cyndaquil block. This is how two-party systems develop. Slowly but surely, Chikorita will lose more and more of its base voters until Chikorita doesn't have enough votes anymore to even consider running. It shouldn't be hard to understand why this is really bad for a democracy. Voting becomes less about casting a vote for the candidate who best represents you, and more about voting for the candidate you're least worried will destroy your life. But that begs the question, can we do better? Yes, obviously, yes, of course we can. After I did that YouTube poll, I decided to do a second poll specifically for my Twitch viewers, which asked them to rank their favorite Johto starters from 1 to 3. With nearly 300 responses, the results at first glance are actually shockingly similar to the YouTube poll. 47.6% of people put Cyndaquil as their first choice, 32.8% put Totodile as their first choice, and 19.7% put Chikorita. So just like the last poll, none of the candidates have a majority. But now, people didn't just choose their favorite, they ranked their favorites. This is an example of ranked choice voting. In a ranked choice voting scenario, if a candidate doesn't receive a majority after counting everybody's first choices, then the candidate with the fewest votes is removed from the running, and the people who chose that candidate have their second choice votes counted instead. When we redistribute the votes this way, Cyndaquil winds up winning with about 60% of the total votes. So the result winds up the same, but we have way more information. Chikorita voters are relatively happy because not only did their second favorite candidate win, well, at least a good chunk of them, but their candidate performed decently well, and Chikorita now knows that it's worthwhile to continue running again next year and what to change. And now Totodile needs to think about trying to win over more hardcore Chikorita voters next election cycle. In a first past the post style election, Totodile wouldn't have the incentive to work very hard to win over Chikorita voters, since Chikorita likely wouldn't have even been in the final runoff. But now that Totodile has all this data, Totodile knows that to have a chance at winning next time, it will have to appeal to this third-party base. And that means Cyndaquil will have to keep trying hard to win over Chikorita supporters for next time too. After all, Cyndaquil only wound up getting a little over half of them this time. Now, ranked choice isn't perfect, but it's far superior to first past the post. One of the biggest roadblocks to an effective democracy is voter turnout, and first past the post really discourages people from showing up to vote because they oftentimes don't like either candidate and don't know what to do with their vote. But with ranked choice, people can vote for their favorite candidate without worrying that they should just be voting strategically instead. And then they can strategically use their second choice, and third choice, and fourth choice, and so on, towards the candidates they favor less, but are still alright with. Over time, this will take power away from a two-party system, making it more likely for third-party candidates to win. For now, let's just look at the results we have. Using either voting system, the order for our starters will be Cyndaquil, then Totodile, then Chikorita. So without further ado, let's jump into the Cyndaquil run. I think Cyndaquil is going to have the easiest time out of the three starters, at least in the early game. Falkner's not really that much of a challenge, and we have a positive type matchup against Bugsy's Scyther, which is going to be a real issue for at least the Chikorita team. And this isn't so much early game, but more mid/late game. But when we get to Jasmine, Cyndaquil is going to be the only starter with a really positive type matchup against her entire Steel lineup. Other than that, for the early game, Silver has a Zubat and a Ghastly to accompany his starter. At first glance, these two might not seem great, but Ghastly has Curse for the entire run as the rival refuses to teach over it, which is great for us. Curse is an incredible damage over time move that will help us deal with tanky problem Pokemon on almost any fight. And Zubat has some solid type coverage alongside some status moves that'll help us out of some tricky situations. I'm a little worried about Whitney and Clair, but I'm worried about them for every run, so we'll just have to see how it plays out. For now, let's jump into Cyndaquil's first badge attempt at Falkner. So we are playing on a slightly modified version of the game that just increases animation speed so that the game moves a little more quickly and so that we can actually have move animations on. Because I think being able to see the moves is really cool and something that was lacking in prior videos. So we'll have moves on, they'll just be like really fast. Let's Supersonic. Nice. And Bite. Flinch Confuse, the classic combo. Not the Sand Attack hitting a flying type. You hate to see it. Okay. I missed. I missed again. Great. But we have Ghastly, the Curse Machine. Please live this. Okay. If we can survive long enough with Cyndaquil, we should be in the clear. Let's just try to get some flat damage. We should be good here. Quick attack is actually unnecessary there. He has Roost this early in the game? Sir. No, no. No, no. You actually don't have to do that. You actually don't have to be using Roost here. It's actually fine. It's actually fine. Okay, we should be good here, I think. That should take it. Nice. It's an easy check plus, and we move on to Bugsy, who should not be a problem for the fire-type starter. We now have Quilava. We still just have Ghastly and Zubat in the back. Scyther comes out first. We have a positive type advantage here, obviously. We're just hoping Ember does good work. If we get leered too low, we'll probably swap. But that is solid damage. And the burn. I mean, that burn is really nice. That'll be a potion. Unfortunate crit. Really unfortunate crit, actually. Okay, unfortunately, this mod does not... Like, I don't have a modified version that removes experience gain. So we're going to level up a little bit over the course of this challenge, but it shouldn't change things very much. Especially since it's just Kakuna, dude. Like, we're fine. We're fine. A check plus on Bugsy. And we're through to Whitney. Will the Miltank wall us? Hey, if you're enjoying what you're watching right now, please consider subscribing. Alongside my normal math and science plus Pokemon videos, I fully plan on continuing this series and going to the other regions to try out their Victory Road trainers and Elite Four members. And I promise you, there are some twists that you don't want to miss in those videos. So check below the video and see if you're subscribed. It takes genuinely 5 seconds. Click that button. And I can't wait to see you back for more videos. But for now, back to Cyndaquil's run. All right, it's time for Whitney. This is classically sort of the wall for playthroughs through Johto, especially for speed runs. The Miltank is a huge issue, but I think we have a solution that shouldn't be too difficult. So I think we're just going to try to get Clefairy off screen as quick as possible. Double Slap, not going to do much. Not the Mimic. We want the potion. Cool, calm mind, bro. Yeah, we do want the potion to go off on Clefairy, though. Metronome has caused some truly unbelievable situations in Pokemon Gen 4 speedrunning. Heal block. Okay, well, I want Check Plus anyway, so I wasn't planning on it. And, okay, that's Clefairy down. Okay, on Miltank here, we want to swap over to Ghastly. Something that is important to note. It's Gen 4, bro. Miltank they have good abilities. Oh, right. Yeah. Scrappy on Miltank. Okay. Oh, Poffin's here. Here he is, my Poffin boy. Poffin, what do you think about Miltank? Yeah. Yeah. He said no good. Something that's important to note is that YouTube commenters on the prior 2 videos in this series had a lot of thoughts about shift versus set mode in this challenge. And I want to be clear that set mode being on in this video is not me acquiescing to their demands, okay? That's not me succumbing to the cowardly jeers of the YouTube comment crowd, okay? The modified version that I am playing on that speeds up the animations forces set mode. So that's why we're playing on set, just to be clear. Okay, Supersonic is going to be maybe our only hope here. Lumberry. Okay, we have data. We have data. All right. It hit. Okay. We technically have a chance here if it misses. Please don't flinch. Excellent. Okay, we've got the curse off. Now we just need to maximize value with Quilava. I think we open Ember, pray for a burn. Well, actually, it has Lum, so it doesn't matter. It might start going for rollout here, in which case we have 1 extra turn. No. Okay. Not the flinch. Does Quick Attack finish this? Please. Wait, a second super? Oh, no, dude. Please use rollout. Yes, okay, wait, there's a chance. No! No, dude, no! No! Bro, wait, oh. I knew Quick Attack wasn't gonna have much value, but that's brutal, bro. Okay, nice crit. Do I live that? Not a chance. Good. Okay. We yet again sort of have a chance. Maybe. Crit? Just crit, bro. Me, not you, please. The high rolls! Yes! Oh, yes, dude. Okay, we got nice high rolls there. Yes! Yes! Okay, I didn't know damage ranges would get us there. That's so nice. I really thought we'd need a crit or like a burn or something. But unbelievably, check plus on Whitney, dude. Let's go. Time for Morty. I don't think this will be even a fraction as difficult as Whitney, but you never know. You truly never know what the reality of the situation is going to be until you are in it. We do have Flame Wheel now, which is really nice. Not the curse. That's gonna kill. Okay, this is actually gonna be far more difficult than I thought. Okay, so Morty is a problem because of Gengar. Gengar nearly one-shots my entire team from full. And there's not a whole lot of legitimate solutions Okay, so we've been like hard stuck on Morty because of Gengar. So I've switched to the unmodified version of Pokemon Heart Gold that doesn't have the sped up animations, which means I can actually use shift mode, which again is fine. It is the default mechanic of the game. I do not think the challenge is made lesser by using shift, but I have turned the move animations off as a result. Okay. That's the best opener. Okay, we live that every time, it seems. I think a high roll lives us on 1. Or leaves us on 1. Nice. It'd be nice if that would full paralyze. Yeah, no world where I live that. Crit. Oh, dude, hang on. We just need that exact thing to happen one more time. We just need Hypnosis to miss and me to crit just once more. It has Nightshade, never mind. It has Nightshade, never mind. I'm having so much fun! Oh my god, I hit it? Okay. Snapped out of Confusion turn 2, by the way. Maybe it's optimal then to do Confuse Ray, then Curse. Ooh, nice. Nice. Snapped out of Confusion, but the Curse takes it here. Okay, hang on. He used Curse and lived on 1. So epic. Do I live that? No. Okay. Well, it's up to Ghastly and Zubat. An unlikely crew. This one does not have Hypnosis. How do I want to handle this? This is Curse, Mean Look, Sucker Punch, Nightshade. Sucker Punch we can avoid with Curse. Curse is fine. Mean Look is fine. And Nightshade leaves us on 1. So we're actually safe. We're completely safe to Curse here. We're completely safe to Curse here. And we're safe to Confuse Ray as well. Okay. Obviously, it sees a kill there, which is fine. That's fine. Yes, dude! Yes! Oh my god, yes! There's a line! There is a line through this fight. Oh my god. That is so difficult, dude, but it is against all odds a check plus. Oh my god, that is a difficult. That is hard, dude. That is so hard. I have a message for all YouTube commenters and dare I say, a trade offer. On that Morty fight, I had to use the unmodified version of the game that doesn't have the sped up animations, which makes the cool move animations still happen, but it doesn't force set mode. So I could actually use switch mode, which helped me defeat Morty. Now, many of you will say things like, see, The challenge is harder with set mode, and therefore you having to use switch shouldn't be check plus, then it should be check. So I'm offering you a trade offer. Here's what you get. On battles where it's not required to use switch, I'll use set mode and the nice modified version of the game that has the nice battle animation so that you can see the beautiful Pokemon battles in all their glory. What I receive is you don't complain when I have to use switch mode because it's a mechanic baked into the game, okay? It's the default. When you boot up the game, it's in the game. And an in-game mechanic is fair game to me. Do you accept? It's time for Chuck. They picked their battles, okay? Solid damage. I'll take a crit. Rock slide! Okay, at least it's not stab. Okay, not a crit. Nice miss. Okay, okay. We're faster. We live that all day, baby. There's the berry. Body slam takes here, but that's fine. Surf definitely takes Haunter here. That's fine. Do I live that? Yes, I do. Okay. That is heal range, unfortunately. Let's supersonic. Focus punch, that's fine. We didn't even have to bring Quilava out. That is an easy check plus on Chuck. A Chuck check plus, okay? And you can say that 3 times fast. We move on to gym leader number 6. Okay, in theory, Jasmine should really not be that difficult for the Quilava team because Magnemite, both Magnemites should just be a Quilava situation, and then Steelix should just be Curse, I think. We'll go for some damage. That is not a lot of damage. We'll swap off that. Hopefully I live Rock Throw with Haunter. I do. There's the berry, and we Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom actually has decent value here. Okay, this should be fine. Steelix is so cool, dude. I'm a big Steelix enjoyer. The Steel type in general is definitely one of my favorites. Okay, nice. Thunderbolt? I don't have that, and we're the same level. That's not fair. Although that is kind of the premise of the video, but anyway, that is an easy peasy check plus on Jasmine, and we move on to gym number 7. First attempt on Pryce here. I'm thinking we open Magnemite on Seal. Magnemite will have no value on Piloswine, so I'm hoping to get good value off of Seal and Dugong. Hail is fine. I still outspeed. If this doesn't do it, I think the hail takes it. Not the rest, bro. At least it's snore and not sleep talk. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Do I live that? Yes. I guess if Haunter did, then I absolutely do, right? Okay, that's Piloswine down. Nice. Yes, Haunter should have Levitate. This is so scuffed. Do you also have rest? Unfortunately, it's going to use it here as well. Does Air Cutter do it? Maybe. Hopefully. Oh my god. So cool, dude. None of my moves kill here, I don't think. Ooh, Feint Attack does. Okay, hang on. Well, then, does it do from here on Seal? Nice, okay. Wait, hang on. That was fine. All right, Pryce is an easy check plus, and we're on to Clair, the final gym leader of the Johto region. Clair, attempt number 1. I'm thinking this will not be too difficult. I just have a feeling that we're going to be completely fine here. No, dude. Really? Oh my god. Every time. Blah, 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 blah. Woo. Smoke screen you have. I don't know why I spoke like Yoda just now, but it is what it is. Every time. No, stop. Stop. It's Gen 4. That's not how things work. Stop it, dude, please. No. I am begging of you to stop. No! No! Welcome to hell. Super low roll. Got the burn. Nice crit Typhlosion. We cannot squander this. Kingdra's coming out. We cannot squander this. We cannot squander this, dude. The Blaze crit. We need to lock in, bro. This is the best chance we will have. This is the best chance we will have. Maybe Sneasel's the move and slow it down, but I fear she will switch. I fear she will switch. Maybe we try to get one Icy Wind. Maybe we greed one Icy Wind here. Okay. Naturally. Do we outspeed when it's at -1? I sure hope so. I sure hope. Haunter's faster than Magneton. I'd love to get Paralyze off, but I think I just have to go for Curse Value. Yes! Okay, 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 okay. Snap out all you want, King. We're here now. So I think we go here and go for Thunder Wave, because we will need Kadabra and Golbat for the Dragonairs. Naturally, you hit through Paralysis and hit that. Sure. Yeah, we'll get some damage here. We do not want to put this thing in heal range, if at all possible. We're in Blaze, so Lava Plume is better than Swift. That's a crit. That's a crit. It 4x resists. Oh, that's heal range. We did not want that crit. We did not want that crit. There's the hyper. That's the first hyper, I think. We want bite for flinch. I missed. Hit yourself. Okay. All right, we got to lock in, dude. We got to lock in. Part of me wants to reflect, but I know it's the wrong call. Please don't shed. No, stop it! Stop it with the shed skin! Stop it with the shed skin! No, dude. We cannot be shedding this skin, bro. We cannot be shedding this skin, bro. Golbat, homie, I need this. I need this. I need this. It's just one Dragonair. How hard could it be? How hard could it really be? How hard could it really be? I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Really quite difficult. Just hit yourself? Yes. Okay, show me a crit, baby. Show me a crit. Show me a crit, Golbat. Don't snap out. Actually, don't do that. Don't snap out, please. Just crit. Oh, man. I can check plus if it hits itself. If it doesn't hit itself, I need to heal. Look, the reality of the matter is we're never getting back to this situation. But I need this. I need this. I've worked too hard. I've worked too hard to just take a check. It's a check plus or nothing. Come on. Yes! 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 Come on! Yes! Dude, yes! Oh! Oh my god! Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. It's a check plus. Not a heal in sight, bro. Oh my god. I haven't popped out that hard in a long time. Wow, Golbat, the absolute GOAT. The stars aligned. Look, you could argue the amount of good RNG required for that to be check plus should mean it isn't check plus. But I would argue, did you see what just happened? The Cyndaquil rival is 8 for 8 check pluses, which means we will take him through to the Elite Four at the end of the video. But for now, we will move on to the next rival, which is the Totodile team. Frankly, I'm not sure. Totodile, I think, gets through this Clair fight maybe if we get here, but the Chikorita team is going to really struggle here. But yeah, let's see the Totodile team. There's not a whole lot of water weakness in the Johto gyms, but one big thing that benefits Totodile here is that we're playing in the Gen 4 remakes. Being in the era of the physical special split, which started in Gen 4, means that the Totodile line will have access to physical Crunch, physical Ice Fang, and physical Waterfall, which are huge benefits for this Pokemon because the Totodile line has always been a better physical attacker than special, and now it can finally utilize those stats properly. Hopefully this should make some of the problem matchups on Morty and maybe even Clair a little more favorable for Totodile and then Croconon for Feraligator. But there's only one way to see. We're just gonna rinse and repeat what I did with the Cyndaquil run on this Falkner here with Totodile, which was opening Supersonic on Zubat. We didn't miss last time though. We nailed it. Okay, it's not really paying dividends yet, but let's get a flinch. Nice. Let's get another flinch. Okay, Sand Attack a little unfortunate. Can we talk about how good, nice crit. Can we talk about how good the gym leader music is in this game? I mean, it's unbelievable. Let's get a bite in. If we can, nice tackle miss. That's a 5% miss. We're just looking to get a little damage off here. We should live that, I think. Nice. Okay. Now we switch into Ghastly, who lives Gust and isn't hit by tackle. And we just go for Curse here. We live this in like mid-yellow, 14 maybe? 12, okay. So we lose Ghastly here, but we've got a Curse on Pidgeotto. Now we're just trying to outpace Roost. Totodile is sitting. Totodile's back sprite in Gen 4 goes so sick. He's sitting, dude. How adorable. I love him. You know, nothing against anybody that voted otherwise. Really thought we were going to get a Roost there. This is a check plus, easy check plus for Totodile here on Faulkner. You absolutely love to see it. Even after all the votes, I respect everybody choosing the starters they chose for their favorite Johto starter. But I'm a Totodile man. I have to say it. I'm a Totodile enjoyer. But with that, we're on to Bugsy. Welcome to the first sped up voiceover segment of the video. That's right, they're back, baby. They're never going away. I use this basically for fights where it's just so long, but I don't want to lose that feeling that it was really long. But I also don't have enough funny moments to like make a supercut like I did on Cyndaquil's Clair attempt, where I'm like, you know, have a big reactions or whatever. If it's just a long, methodical, annoying fight that requires a lot of attempts, I'll do this speed up here. But yeah, Bugsy Scyther is a huge nightmare. The thing is so strong, so fast, really solid level, great moveset, especially in the remakes. U-turn is a big problem. So I'm just trying to get Curse set up and find a good line, because not only is it hard here, but when Chikorita gets here, it's going to be even worse. We just go for a Paralyze here. Okay. Okay. There's the berry. Okay, at least we outspeed with Croconaw now. Like, that is relevant. I don't want to use the Rage strat. I think I'm just gonna bite here. There's the heal. Okay. Dude, this one fight is like an escape room, bro. Just this singular battle is an escape room in and of itself. Okay, that's a nice hit. Good. Good. All right. Okay, we should be in the clear now. We should be easily in the clear. Taking wing attack mid-battle feels unfair. That feels unfair, so I'm just not gonna do it. That feels like not allowed, so I'm just gonna skip it, even though it would make this way easier. But we should be through, no problem. Okay, the line is very specific. The fight is quite difficult, and the line is very specific, but the line seems semi-consistent. Opening Lick for the paralyzation seems to be the way. It is a check plus, and I am going to give it, even though it was a little annoying, just because I think the line is actually relatively consistent. You just have to find it. Super annoying, though. On to Whitney. Yeah, because I remember the Mimic coming out. If this is in the final video, this particular attempt, I did the Cyndaquil run yesterday. So I don't exactly remember everything I did. Nice crit. We'll just sack the Zubat here. Do I live that? Not the flinch. You would be shocked at some of the metronome combos I wound up getting hit with in all of these Whitney attempts. The best, in my opinion, was Mind Reader into Guillotine in 2 turns. Okay, we just need no flinch, please. No flinch, please. Thank you. Okay. All right. We should be in okay position. This isn't necessarily an absolute win from here, but it's not bad. We're gonna go for scary face value because the flinch increases curse value by a lot. So we want bite to go first because any flinch is huge. Stop drinking your own milk. That's incredibly weird. Can we get a flinch, please? Pretty please? A flinch would finish this. Nice. All right, check plus on Whitney. Not horrible, but metronome is deeply cursed. Oh my god, okay, we're on to Morty, who is gonna be tough. These gym leaders are way more challenging than I thought they were gonna be overall. Just every single one of them. Okay, Spite open. That one-shots. Okay, so not getting the curse open is really nice there, because that leaves us full health on Croconaw. Okay, we seem to live that every time. We actually hit Supersonic? No way. This is huge. There's the berry. Okay. Huge crit. Huge crit. Did not miss. Please wake up. Please wake up. Nice. And Crunch does indeed take in one. Yeah, Nightshade will do it. Nice. Sucker Punch is nice there. Mean Look is totally fine. I'm gonna Mean Look again so Sucker Punch doesn't do anything. Nightshade does kill. We're not really worried about Sucker Punch on Zubat. Okay. Honestly, not that bad specifically because of Crunch. So it's a check plus on Morty. Much easier than the Cyndaquil run specifically because Croconaw has Crunch. All right, time for Chuck. This one should not be too difficult, I don't think. Not the double team open. I'm getting flashbacks from the Gen 3 runs. This is quite a strat. Double team into Focus Punch. Oh! Sorry about it, King. Sorry about it, King. Sorry about that freeze there, buddy. I love that Focus Punch, the animation still comes out. Beautiful. Nice Hypnosis miss. We're just gonna Thrash here. That breaks me out of Thrash. Oh, no. Okay, I still get confused due to fatigue. That's fun. Did not wake up. Probably no chance to live here. Yeah. Hypnosis is fine. It'll use Surf next. Unless it heals, this should be the end. Nice. I mean, truly, I really thought Chuck would be more difficult for these teams, but it's actually totally fine. It's a check plus. Him only having 2 Pokemon just makes it far less threatening. We're on to Jasmine. Do you remember how big the reveal was of Steel type when you got to this gym? I remember it being so huge for me when I was a kid. I mean, it's Gen 2, not Gen 4, obviously, but it was really quite huge. Okay, dude. Okay. Magnemite 2 will come out, which is unfortunate because I don't know that it's going to be very easy. Yeah, that Thunderbolt is an issue. Okay. Yeah, this particular fight is going to be way harder than with Quilava by about 1 billion times. So yeah, I really do not be joking in that last clip. Having these 2 Magnemites that are a real problem for Feraligator, who is our big damage dealer, is a real problem. Obviously, I'm also kind of doing double duty here because I'm trying to find a consistent line that doesn't rely too heavily on the starter, so that when we get to Chikorita, if Chikorita gets here, I can have some sort of a semblance of a good line there too, because I don't think Meganium will be very good against this team. It just has to be a Shadow Ball. Maybe we Confuse Ray. Maybe that gives slightly better value. Yeah, why would you ever hate yourself? It's just me that does that. Okay, wait, hang on. Sometimes it happens. We got the special defense drop again. Of course you snap out. Now I'm confused. This is looking great. Everything is fine, guys. Everything's fine, and I totally live this. Okay, actually, we have a chance, finally. We haven't even fought the tank yet. I would love to get Curse off here. It's not going to happen, but... Ooh! I stand corrected! I stand corrected! I stand corrected! Okay. Hold. Hold. That's fine. There's the berry. Nice. That flinch is what we need. Bite has no value implicitly from damage, but there's the hyper. The flinch is what we're looking for. Probably will snap out here, but I'm faster, so I have to use Confuse Ray next turn. Rock Tomb, maybe? Nice flinch. Obviously, we have Ice Fang in the back, so I'm really not that worried about this. Smart AI loves to set up weather if it ever goes away. 2 hypers. You can drag this fight out all you want, dog. There's the snap out. Iron Tail's going to do a lot. But we're fine to get another Confuse Ray off. This is huge. We should be in the clear. A flinch to close it? No. Hits Rock Throw. That's fine. A hard-fought check plus on Jasmine. A hard-fought check plus on Jasmine. Let's go, dude. On to Pryce. We know that Seal has rest, so Thunder Wave doesn't have, like, a ton of value. Spark is probably just better. I might Supersonic, actually. No. Why would I ever hit that? Why would I ever hit that? Why would I ever hit that? Why would I ever hit that move? That move doesn't exist. JK sometimes. That's good damage. Yeah, okay, sure. Probably he'll swap here. No. Okay, well. We will get the heal here unless I crit. Which is fine. I'd rather it come out here than Dugong or Piloswine. Yeah, I should have foreseen that. It should go for Mud Bomb, probably. Excellent. Let's just curse. Get good value here. Blizzard hit. That's fine. We should be in good position here. Yeah, I would say Water Gun and Cruncher probably have similar damage here. That does a little more than I thought it would. But it's not unbelievable. Okay, nice. Piloswine's down. Don't lower my attack, please. Thank you. That's like really solid damage. I keep forgetting that Sneasel like has a good set of stats. They're not incredible and the defense is pretty lacking, but like that's good damage on Dugong, dude. I'm not mad about that. There's the rest. It's fine. We'll just keep doing what we're doing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Sleep Talk is annoying. You're already asleep, dude. Ice Shard is fine. Nice. Okay, Dugong is down. We should be relatively in the clear here. First attempt. We've had a couple hard ones in this run. Kind of nice to have one that's not that bad. Excellent. We are now just one badge away from having the Totodile rival at 8 for 8 check pluses. It's really remarkable to me how much of a step up in difficulty Clair is when compared to the other gym leaders. And obviously there are a lot of difficult gym battles for these individual teams just due to the composition and the levels and the moves the rival chooses to have on his Pokemon. But for some reason, Clair's specific team makeup is just a huge issue. It resists a ton of different types, the Pokemon are individually very powerful, and they're all pretty tanky. So I have to come up with a really consistent line that's able to get me into the end of this fight consistently, because that's when I need luck to take me the rest of the way. And if it's hard to get to the luck part, it's just awful. A freeze here would be huge. Or a flinch. Ooh, it didn't go for T-Wave? That's kind of massive, actually. When you're faster than the opponent Pokemon on Smart AI, they really want to use T-Wave. Nice flinch and the heal range. Okay, this is a really good opportunity. We do not want to squander this. We do not want to squander this. And the freeze. Not that it really matters. We're just going to use Ice Fang again anyway, but that's really good. Okay, how do we capitalize on this? I think we need the Golbat Confuse into Magneton Paralyze, because Magneton goes down in 1 to Hydro Pump, but Golbat does not. You would think that because we're 5 against 1 right now, that this should be totally free, but this thing is a beast, dude. This thing is a beast against my lineup. That does not kill except for crit. Maybe just go for damage. Okay. This has a citrus. Yeah, but then it snaps out. That's a tough look. I think I live that. Okay. Freeze. No, but there's the berry. Okay, we just need Hydro Pump to miss. I died to that every single time yesterday. Every single time. That must be such a low roll. That must be a huge low roll. I think we just Curse here and then Confuse Ray. I think technically the play is probably Confuse Ray, then Curse, but I don't want to risk it. We have to get through a heal as well. Nice. Okay. Then we Confuse Ray. This is a massive take right now. Yes, dude! Solved. So clean. So clean. All right, we are slowly but surely finding a really refined line against Clair, and that is a check plus. The Totodile team makes it to the Elite Four. All right, I'm going to be honest. This run has me worried, and I have a feeling it has you worried too. I mean, they really did Chikorita dirty in Gen 2. I don't know why they structured the Johto gyms like this, because it really does not favor the grass typing. Falkner is super effective on the Chikorita line. Bugsy is super effective on the Chikorita line. Morty is somehow going to be even worse for Chikorita than it was for Cyndaquil, because Morty's Pokemon aren't just ghost type, they're also poison type, which is super effective on grass. Plus, there aren't a lot of grass weaknesses that we can take advantage of. Really, it's just Chuck's Poliwrath and Pryce's team that are weak to Chikorita here. The rest are either neutral or resist grass. Meganium is decently strong, and we get it relatively early, which is pretty nice and gives me a little bit of hope. And the other great thing is that this is the last run of the 3, so I've already developed lines through a lot of these fights with the support Pokemon, so we just need Meganium and Chikorita and Bayleaf to fill in the gaps in some of these fights, and hopefully there's a path through in almost all of them, if not all of them. Let's find out. This is going to be really rough, and then Bugsy is also really rough. Hopefully this is winnable. You just, frankly, you never know. Cute back sprite, at least. Does this thing not have Gust or something? Surely Razor Leaf is better than Tackle. Yeah. Good. Not the snap out. That's unfortunate. I don't know that Gust takes Chikorita in 1 because it's level 13. And Gust is what, like 40 base power, 20 base power or something? So I'm hopeful Poison Powder hits here. Okay. Nice miss, dude. Let's go, Chikorita. Yeah, dude. Sick! I live that. Please just hit this Poison Powder, Chikorita. I am begging. Nice. Poison plus Curse. We're in good position here. If this min rolls and I live, that'd be huge. Nice. Razor Leaf, and that does it. It is a check plus for Chikorita on Falkner. And now we head into a truly terrible Bugsy. I cannot emphasize how bad this is about to be. The reality of the matter is, I think U-turn one-shots me or maybe puts me in red bar. And even if I get Poison Powder off, we know U-turn does so much damage on my other 2 Pokemon. But we're just gonna have to see what happens. Okay, so obviously this is a really difficult matchup for the Chikorita team here on Bugsy, but there actually is a line. I tried not to use it at first because it's a little cheesy, but it became clear that it was really the only way. So my chat and I came up with this way to win this fight with like any starter because it hinges not on the starter, but on Zubat and Ghastly. Basically, if you poison Scyther, so it starts, you know, going down slowly, and you send out Zubat, it will want to use Quick Attack on Zubat because Zubat quad resists U-turn. So then you swap in Ghastly, Quick Attack doesn't affect it. Then you swap in Zubat, and the U-turn hits Zubat, which it quad resists. And you just keep doing this swap, and you take care of Metapod and Kakuna in between when U-turn happens. And you take basically no damage, and Scyther just goes down to this chip poison damage over time. Again, a little cheesy, but, you know, it is what it is. Okay, there's Kakuna down, and Scyther should go down on this turn. I am going to hold my breath, though, because... Look, dude. All right, yeah. Poison should take Scyther here. It's a little cheesy. I think you can win this fight without doing this cheese strat. But nonetheless, I think it's fine, and I'm going to take the check plus on Bugsy. Slow, that was like 25 turns or something. But we take those because this fight is really, really, really hard with Chikorita. But look, who's to say that the rival isn't annoying enough to know this strat? Because frankly, he is really annoying, and he might. It just metronomed into Roar of Time. Okay, I think open Bayleaf. The problem is I want the heal to go. Okay, so the heal does go here, so that's good. Reflect wore off, rapid spin, 5-hit double slap, because why not? Okay, remember. Oh, wait. Okay, it's locked into rollout. It's locked into rollout, so we're fine to curse here. Level 2 rollout should not kill. Good. And then I think with Bayleaf, we Synthesis. And hope that it misses soon. Please miss. Please miss. Sir? Madam? Nice. Okay, and we get the Reflect up. We Razor Leaf. I'm going to Synthesis again for safety. Without Curse, I'm going to be honest, the first 4 gyms would be a complete nightmare. Okay, well, through the 3 starters, we've sort of figured out a line here. But Whitney is a check plus. Somehow we're on to Morty here. We'll see how that goes. It's just so surprising to me how difficult Morty is for both the Cyndaquil run and the Chikorita run, but it's especially difficult for Chikorita because it's not just the Ghost type that's the problem now. Bayleaf is weak to Poison, and all of Morty's Pokemon are Poison type. So this is a really, really rough matchup, and unfortunately, I wound up using a ton of heals just to get through this. I think there probably is a line to get through this check, or maybe check plus, but the luck and sheer attempts it would require, I just didn't have it in me. I don't know. This one is really, really rough. Unfortunately, it is a check minus on Morty here, but ultimately, the fact that we can win it all, even with heal abuse, I mean, I used, what, like 2 max revives and like 5 full restores, which I'm not even sure you can have access to by this point in the game, so it's definitely a check minus. But my full restores could have been full heals for what it's worth, or even just awakenings, so that I'm not so concerned about, but the 2 max revives is obviously, you know, a little much, but regardless, we move on to Chuck. All right, here we go. Not the double team and then a move that isn't perfectly accurate. Solid damage, though. Nice miss on Rock Slide. Nice crit, Golbat. Okay, on the one that doesn't have double team active, I miss. Sure. That's okay. Unfortunate. All right, it's time for Bayleaf to actually have some value for the first and maybe only time in this run. It still did like nothing because there are no good grass moves. LOL, dude. Why are you using Surf? Why are you using Surf on me, bud? Nice crit. Okay. Well, it is a check plus on Chuck, or as we call it around here, a Chuck plus. With that, we're on to Jasmine, which is also going to be really hard. Okay, we happen to know how to open this because I've been stuck here before. But I don't know what I'm going to do on Steelix, if I'm being honest. Petal Dance is going to have, like, no value. Good opening. Unfortunate. Okay, that does take in 3. That's the first time we've had that happen, actually. Sends out the other Magnemite. Let's hope we get a T-Wave off. No, it sees the kill with Thunderbolt. Okay. I think you just have to Meganium here. That's solid damage. Hang on. That's really not bad. Okay, yeah, just hit me with the Wombo combo, why don't you? Are we speed tied? Oh no, I'm paralyzed. And it Sonic Booms again. Yep, okay. I can attack. Fun fact. Nice crit. Hang on, we cannot throw this away. We cannot throw this away. We are not going to get back to this point. Incredible damage. Hang on. Hang on. Let's Confuse Ray, then Curse. I think this is optimal for best odds. Good. Nice. Okay. If this does a high roll, we may be in. I mean, I'm so sorry to Meganium. I truly thought that would be so much worse. I mean, look, did I get a little lucky? Yes, but I also got quite unlucky on a few of those encounters. So, and I think the fact that the sample size is 1 or 2 battles and it was successful means that it's probably, you don't have to get that lucky. It's a check plus on Jasmine against all odds, dude. Okay. Wow, on to Pryce, I guess. Should be decent value with Petal Dance against Seal here, I think. Yeah, totally fine, dude. Honestly, this might just 3-shot the team. Dugong might live in red or yellow. Yeah, okay. Aurora Beam will not kill. Meganium is bulky. Okay, we'll swap here to Magnemite. Okay. Dude. Wait, the late game is turning out fine. I mean, I don't want to speak too soon about Clair, because we know Clair is really quite difficult. But I thought this would be way harder than it is. Okay, we'll use Mud Bomb here. As we know, we can swap in Haunter completely safely and go for Curse. Honestly, the unfortunate reality of this is that it's just showing the Ice type is not very good, which is sad because the Ice type is my favorite type. It's just not a real winner, unfortunately. Wow, the Blizzard through Confusion as well. Okay. Oh, no heal. Okay. Oh, did he already use the Hyper maybe on Seal, and I just don't remember? And this should, with even a mid roll, take Dugong down, I think. I mean, come on, man. Come on. I really doubted Meganium, and I am sorry for that because it's a check plus. Huge. Okay, this is exceptionally good value. That is not going to happen every time. I say we let Golbat try first, and then switch into Kadabra. Of course. Nice crit. And you never hit yourself. Why would you? Huge confusion. Okay. There's the heal. Feint Attack should be better than Icy Wind here, I think. Okay, this whole plan relies on Sneasel being faster than Kingdra, which I am assuming is the case. I am just assuming. Good. Nice miss. We can get a second speed drop. Excellent. Great value from Sneasel here. I maybe live that. And then -2 should be slow enough that I can hit with Magneton no problem. Keyword should. I don't want to say anything because I could still get crit a million times. But we're looking decent. Give me the low roll. Sad. I need to get the curse off. I think it is optimal to do Confuse Ray first, but... All right, Meganium. It's all you, baby. Nice, dude. Yes. Okay. We just needed to switch up the line a little bit to favor where this team was strongest, but it is a check plus nonetheless, meaning that the Chikorita team is 7 for 8 check pluses. That Morty fight is brutal, dude. I encourage people who are watching this to give it a shot. Maybe you'll have better luck than me. If you do, post in the comments what your line was that wound up working. But I think check plus is pretty difficult on Morty with this exact team. But nonetheless, that is 7 for 8 check pluses, which means we move on to the Elite Four for the Cyndaquil and Totodile runs, but not for Chikorita, unfortunately. All right, so we're taking Typhlosion and Feraligator through to the Elite Four. Frankly, I'm feeling a little optimistic for both of them. After all, our support lineup is really great now with Alakazam and Gengar dealing with a lot of problem Pokemon, and Typhlosion and Feraligator have positive matchups through a lot of these Elite Four members too. But the big problem is Lance, who is the champion of this Elite Four here in Johto. Lance doesn't have one, not two, but 3 Dragonites, and, well, yeah, they're gonna be an issue. But I guess there's not really much more to say other than just to see if they can do it. So let's jump first into Typhlosion's Elite Four run. We are here in the Elite Four against Will. We're gonna do things a little bit differently than in past videos. Basically, there's not an incredible snapshot of what his team would look like right after the Elite Four, because he doesn't actually challenge them canonically until way later. He goes to Kanto first. I've taken his Mount Moon team, which is the first team you can see from him after Victory Road, and I've scaled it down to Will's levels. So I've matched Will's team in levels, and since experience is on, instead of matching the levels for the teams throughout the Elite Four like in other videos, I'm just gonna let whoever gets what experience get that experience, and then continue through the Elite Four as you would normally in a casual playthrough to see how his team performs, which I think is a fair litmus test for how he would do. We happen to know that Will opens Xatu, so I think that using Magneton here is probably the way. Not me first. Decent damage, actually. The one shot, we love to see it. Let's just go for value here. Lovely Kiss is unfortunate. We know from Lorelei's run from the Elite Four video in Kanto that Jinx is a monster. All right, well. Magneton, you did your job. I would like all check pluses here. The goal is to check plus all of the Elite Four. And just like last time, we're gonna allow some heals on the Elite Four, like as many heals as the opponent has. So basically 2 full restores, more or less, will be what I'm allowing myself here per fight. Not the swap. You know what? Let's just stay out, actually, and do Flamethrower again. Maybe we get a burn. Okay. Shadow Ball should do a lot here. Very good. Do we outspeed? We do. Nice. Another Xatu. Dude, Gengar is a monster. Gengar is a monster, bro. Oh my god. Okay, incredibly free check plus. Gengar is an absolute beast, dude. I mean, who's really surprised by that? All right, on to Koga. Yeah, Psychic absolutely does it there. And will continue to put in good work. Nice red bar. Gunk Shot will do a lot, but not kill, I think. Okay, good crit. You know, this muck was such a massive problem for every Kanto trainer. It's just so nice to see him back in full form here. Stop it with the black sludge. Okay. I have to switch on Crobat. Not spamming minimize. A market improvement. A market improvement for sure. Not the double team. Never mind, I should not have said anything. I should not have spoken. Truly should not have spoken. Citrus. That's actually good for me. We do not want the other full restore to pop here. Toxic spikes, okay. We'll just put it in heal range, that's fine. Yes, you already placed those. Okay, no heal. Maybe he only has one full restore? Nice. Paralyzed means I go first. Oof, he says. Okay, no, there is a second full restore. Gust. Look, it kills because I only have 3 health, but we're using Gust. On the Elite Four, we're using Gust. Okay, dude. Sure thing, Koga. Why don't you go to sleep now? Why don't we get you home? Let's get you washed up. All right, Koga's an easy check plus. Look, after his triumphant performance in the Kanto Elite Four video, he got an upgrade. He's been promoted from slot 2 to slot 3. I mean, good for him, right? Good for him. It's a shame I've got Psychic. I just used Recover. He used Counter. So, you know what? It's a moot turn 1. It's a moot turn 1 because I misclicked. Not the dig. Okay. I mean, I can just fully send out Golbat. I can just fully send out Golbat here. And then swap again. That did a lot. Okay, Hitmontop is down. Look, we know not to underestimate Bruno, okay? We know this. You know what? Let's just go for Psychic value. It'll 2-shot. It'll 1-shot. Onyx, look, dude, I love you, but it's just not your day. I do outspeed, even with the 5-level gap. Don't love that Citrus. Rock Slide absolutely takes. We just want to get one Air Cutter off. We do not walk away from that. Just kidding, we absolutely do. Crit? No. 4x resisted Revenge. He didn't use Curse. Or, I mean, he didn't use a full restore? Well, then I should have used Shadow Ball. Now we know, I guess. There's a cleaner line through this fight than the one I am taking. I think Flame Wheel and then... Okay, well, Flame Wheel now kills if I hit. Kind of fortuitous. Very lucky swagger. Oh, and the snap out? Dude. Bruno, you shouldn't have. You shouldn't have given me this gift. You shouldn't have given me this gift. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. All right, it's a check plus on Bruno. Not the cleanest fight. I think there's a much cleaner line. But nonetheless, we are through. Oh my god, this Karen fight is so much more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Umbreon is so tanky, and it comes out first. Obviously, I can come up with a line with our various tools to do chip damage to get rid of it quickly, and that'll work for both this and Feraligator. But Feraligator's going to have a huge leg up here because of Houndoom. Houndoom takes out the rest of our team so quickly, and Typhlosion has no answers for it. So I basically had to come up with a super complicated line to get through this fight, and it took so much longer than it should have, but eventually we got there. I'm hopeful Feraligator won't get stalled here. Because if Golbat lives from full on Dark Pulse, which is a hard maybe. And like you could argue that I could have leveled the Pokemon differently by fighting with different Pokemon at different times during this, and like fair enough. But I mean, I don't know. He just doesn't evolve Golbat into Crobat until later in Kanto. Bait Flamethrower and disable it with Zam, then Para with Magneton. That could work. That could work. Let's heal Gengar. That could work. I also lived on one! What an interaction, dude. What an interaction. How do you know I'm switching? How do you know? The AI cheats, bro. The AI cheats. It knows I'm switching. Unreal. Went for Nasty Plot on Golbat. Okay. This is our chance. Hit yourself. Nice. Hit yourself again. Nice. Hang on. At +2, nothing on my team lives this. I need to get some damage somehow. Sneasel Quick Attack does not put it in range, but it's something. Lived. Unfortunate. But we can get the T-Wave here if it heals. Didn't heal. Okay. Well, now we're in really bad position, but interesting that she didn't heal there. Okay, we're past the Houndoom, but it took half my team. I guess Typhlosion has best matchup against what's left. Not quite, actually. This is maybe winnable. Can it just not hit me? This is hilarious. Why is her Gengar so bad? Why is her Gengar so bad? Out comes the Murkrow, probably. I'll swap into Typhlosion. Hopefully Flamethrower 2 shots before I go down to Feint Attack. Nice crit! Do I outspeed Vileplume? Maybe? Nice. Okay. What's the damage like? It's a check plus, dude. 2 heals. 2 heals. Check plus on Karen. Look, the line is crazy, but we take those. We absolutely take those. Okay, unfortunately, I just couldn't do it. This Lance fight is so difficult for this team. Typhlosion is bad against this entire team on Lance, and Typhlosion is our big damage dealer, so there was just no way, unfortunately, and it is a fail for Typhlosion. I'm hoping Feraligator can do a little bit better due to the more positive matchups throughout the Elite Four. You could argue if I distributed the experience a little differently, it might be better, but I had to solve so many problems for Typhlosion by using the other Pokemon throughout this Elite Four, so I just don't think there's a path here with Typhlosion. Okay. Now that we've seen how the Typhlosion team went, which actually for the Typhlosion team, I felt good about like spreading the levels around because it allowed the fights to be possible throughout. But Feraligator has pretty positive matchups against a lot of the teams in the Elite Four, and we need him to be as strong as possible for us to have a chance on Lance. So I'm going to try to do as much as I can with Feraligator here. I'm going to Slash and then Ice Fang again. Cool crit. Does Psychic kill me? Nope. Nice. So good. Shadow Ball is so good. That's gonna do a lot. All of it, in fact. Dude, Magneton is kind of a menace. It's far stronger than you would think. We're gonna heal up Feraligator in hopes to get more experience on it. Just get some damage here for Ice Fang. Come on, man. Imagine this full restore is a full heal. That takes. Ooh, I lived. Nice crit for Alligator. That's my goat, dude. That's my goat. That's my goat. All right, nice. We are check plus out of Will, and we've got some good experience onto Feraligator, which is exactly what we want. Ice Fang is not... Guys, I don't know why everyone in the world seems to have this collective belief that Ice is super effective on Bug, but it's not real. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Ice is not super effective on Bug. Nice crit. Look, do I agree that it should be? I guess. But it's not. So it is what it is. We're a little worried about Explosion here. I think it has self-destruct. Look, guys, if you're cold, they're cold. Bring them inside. This is probably heal range. Unfortunate. I'm not bringing this bomb inside. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh my god, we get it. You have protect. Come on, man. You couldn't have had the decency to use that earlier? Nice crit. Holy. Okay, we really want Feraligator to take the experience on Crobat here. Don't do that. Don't do that. Never mind. Never mind. Let's just get it off screen, please. Just get it off screen. Just get it off screen. Let's just hit Psychic. Let's just do it. Let's just hit Psychic, please. Can we just hit Psychic, please? Can we please just hit Psychic? Why is it doing this? Why would they make it do this? Why would they program this? Why would they be like, yeah, ship it. Ship it. That's good. Yeah, it'll constantly use Double Team until it's impossible to hit. That should be good. That should teach the players to not enjoy our games. Yeah, let's throw another one in there. Oh my god, that's like no damage. No, stop. Bro, oh my god, dude. Bro's gonna make me bust out Curse just for this. Why, Koga? Why are you the worst piece of garbage in the world? How did he fail upwards, dude? How did he become Elite Four material? One person should have battled him and be like, oh, this guy is one of the worst people, like, ever. Like, one of the worst humans to ever live. We should not hire him. He's very bad. He is a bad man. No good. Then here comes the full restore as well. Nope. Okay, I missed quick attack though. All right, well, Feraligator gets all the experience, which I guess is what we wanted. Not the supersonic? Oh my god. Come on, man. Okay, thank you. Okay, our final heal, we're gonna use on Feraligator. I don't want this to kill. Good. And now I'm just gonna ball stall. Excellent. And now Waterfall should do it. Feraligator, the things I do to get you experience, my man. Okay, nice. Nice live on one. Nice live on one. Gets rid of a heal at least. I'm not like really worried about getting Onyx's experience onto Feraligator. It's like basically nothing. A couple hundred. Okay, almost 1,000. I'd rather just get Machamp off screen, to be honest. Let Zam do the work. It's fine. All right, Alakazam, I see you. I see you. That shouldn't do a lot, right? Oh, right, it's physical in this generation. I'm so used to pre-Gen 4 that I don't even have, like, in my brain the calculations for, like, oh, that's physical now. Because the physical special split is, like, not something I regularly think of. Anyway, great range. Okay, check plus on Bruno, easy peasy. I mean, if it's just gonna use Destiny Bond, then there's no point in sacking the Feraligator. Right? Like, it's fine. She's saving the other full restore, for Houndoom. It's kind of annoying. Is this a range? It is. Okay, nice, nice. Nice and easy check plus. Far easier than the Cyndaquil run. Just so much easier because of Feraligator, and hopefully Lance is the same. Hopefully Lance is the same and we can become champion, but we'll see. All right, this is still going to be remarkably difficult because the Dragonites, the 3 Dragonites are specifically tailored to counter like each individual starter, if memory serves. So one of them has Fire Blast, one of them has Thunder, I think one of them has like Aqua Tail or something. All right. Nutty that that's a one-shot. All right, Feraligator. This is it, baby. This is where we need you to clutch up. This is where we need you big time. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Regrettably, quite a lot of damage. Nice crit. We're clutching up. Who knows? This is... Because he's sending this Dragonite out, this is the one with Thunder. So maybe it goes for Thunder and misses. It missed Dragon Rush. Hang on. Sneasel might just do this. We don't live that. That's okay, though. Okay, hold please. Hold please. Heal Feraligator and Magneton, ideally. We don't live that. Can I get Curse off here? Probably not, right? Okay, that does take in one. There's the Thunder Wave. It is, okay, on crit, it's a one-shot. Feraligator is trying really hard to make this happen right now, you guys. Oh, not the flinch. I have to heal. Okay. All right, now let's heal the status on Feraligator. I probably live that at full health, actually. Brother. Come on, man. Now we're out of check plus territory and into check territory just because that crit. That's so unfortunate. That does mean it's a 2-shot on me. The fact that crit killed means it's a range 2-shot, most likely. It could also just 1-shot me. Oh, right. It's confused. Hang on. Citrus? Oh, I put it in heal range here. Yes! Yes, dude. Oh my god. Okay. Feraligator, in my mind, look, Feraligator is also my favorite of the three, but canonically, the starter for Silver if Silver becomes champion. Dude, look, Feraligator's even facing towards us, just dancing. Look how happy it is. Okay, was that fight a little lucky? Yes, but it was also pretty unlucky. And the luckiness skipped some heals, and the unluckiness forced me into way more heals. Not way more, 1 or 2 more. I think there's an argument that what just happened is check, but I think there's probably a clean line for check plus through what I just did, given that I got so unlucky a few times and it was still fine. You know what? I don't even care. I'm giving myself check plus. You can fight me in the comments and say that that should be check and like fair enough, but for me, for my money, that's a check plus on vibes alone. I'm just thrilled that I won. Wow, truly amazing. Thank you so much for watching, and please consider subscribing. These videos take a long time to make, a ton of effort, but they're also really enjoyable, and subscribing is a really great, easy, free way to support me. Big number go up is actually genuinely helpful for growing a YouTube channel, so it's really good. Also, whenever my videos aren't sponsored, like this one isn't, the Patreon supporters are really who keeps this channel afloat, so big thank you to my Patreon supporters. You can see my top tier supporters on screen right now. Huge thank you to them. They are truly amazing people. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.